Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back. Time for some clumsy trucking. It's been a while. How's everyone doing? Thank you guys for joining. See a couple of folks, early birds. Thanks Jay, very early today. Thanks for joining. Calvin, how are you? Biscuit, welcome back. NL, glad you fixed your iPad thingy. Hey Krigelman, how's it been? Exarchus, no problem, lurk away. Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining everybody. Who did I miss? 1 second, just comb through it. Alex, how are you? Did you go hunting with Jack today? Hey Space Hunter, early bird. Wow, that's early. Thanks for joining, man. Hey HUD, Teacher's Day today. Oh, nice. And then vacation next week. Sounds good. Welcome back. How have things been? First, Scotsman's too busy playing Train Sim World 2. How are you liking it, man? Happy for you. I know you really wanted that. Perfect birthday gift. Which Daft sounds am I using? RJ Productions, if I remember correctly. You can check it out in the mods list. So what are we doing today? That's a good question. Let me load up the sim. We are going for ETS2. We are going for our map combos, and maybe I can show you the exact load order and stuff. Let's try and hide my face for a second or so. 1 second. There you go. Hide those things. Alright. Let's see how that works. So let's go to the mods. Hey Tom. Welcome back. Bad storm. Yikes. Goodness, stay safe. Hope things are starting to look better. So in terms of truck, we are still driving the MP2 Black Edition from Dotec. So this is the main truck. And it has some add-ons for the toys and Actros stuff, but not much. But this one is the one I made. This is just for compatibility in the sound department, so that the sounds from RJ Productions, Rasta Junior Productions, this one for the MP3 is being used by this truck. So just place it above, and all of these are in the mods list. Exclamation point mods, or if you are going to watch this on YouTube, mods list link is in the video description. In terms of weather mods, we have, and graphic mods, we have Project Next Gen. Hopefully I didn't remove anything there. I think I might have double clicked something. My mouse is acting up again. I'll have to replace it soon. Double clicking all over the place. So there it is, Naturalux. This is the closed beta version, so it might look a bit different from you guys if you download it from if you are on the public branch. And then we have the unofficial 138 fix. Now I won't provide support for that, but the mods list does have a link to that thread where you can get support. In terms of the background image, we have the, what is it? The universal satellite imagery from Beng & J. Amazing stuff. And I haven't read up on it yet. Maybe you guys can help me if you've read up on it. There are some inconsistencies in the Middle East, in Iceland, in the UK versus what ProMods has. I know he has some points there and I really want to get that, but I haven't read it yet. And he purposely made that different because he believes more in his projections, if I understand it correctly. And we do have Google Maps. So how you make this work is Google Maps night mode, and then the background image, and then you need the color add-on from Sinagrit Baba's workshop. That's in his website. The link is also in the mods list. So you need that kind of combination. Google Maps below, the background image, and then the color add-on above for Google Maps to work properly with all the colors and icons and still keep the proper satellite imagery there. Now, in terms of maps, I won't go through in detail the load order, but just sharing with you high level. We do have southern region at the bottom, RusMap a little bit, the definition, Pro Mods in the middle, and then we have the Pro Mods Southern Region Ferry Connector. I think this connects to Georgia. We have the Middle East add-on, and then we have the rest of RusMap in here. The special one for St. Petersburg, I think, improvements. In Viborg, is it? I can't remember exactly. We have RoEx 2.7, along with the add-on, the English city names, and the road connection to Southern Region 9. And this is the newest one. There is actually a version 3 already of the RoEx Pro Mods RusMap for the paid version, RoEx paid version. So this has been released by Arayas in cooperation with Sergey. So we're going to check it out. And then we have Shumi's Real Company mod here. Right? That's most of it from the mods department. Hopefully that made sense. I'll get back to chat now. Sorry, I know I'm a bit lagging behind. So let's turn on chat again and let's turn on the webcam. There you go. We are back. Let's load it up. Now, one issue I've had usually is when I load this up, it seems to always recompute the GPS routes, which means it's always a long loading time. Normally that should only happen the first time, and the succeeding ones shouldn't have that problem, but so far I've been having it. So let's see if it still happens today. Alright, let me get back to chat. You have had a much better week this week. That's great to hear, Hud. That is great to hear. Hope it keeps up. You're really enjoying it. The London Underground route is your favorite so far. Oh, I haven't tried it yet. I should get into that more. Sounds interesting, man. Well, glad you are enjoying. Cloud to ground lighting was like really close, really bright. Oh, you mean the thunderstorm you're getting. I see. Have a good one, Biscuit. Thanks for dropping by. Catch you next time. Wombat level combo, not quite. We don't have the Great Step, the Paris rebuilding, so many other map mods that I have not been exploring yet. Yeah, for me, it's not really a matter of size. It's more if I'm interested in driving through the area, then I'll enable it. And for now, these 3 main maps, well, 4, is what I'm interested in, and then we can explore the rest later on. But yeah, if you're looking for the ultimate map combo, then there's no other person aside from Wombat who can give that to you. Mine is like the miniature version. Hello and goodbye. A Riga rebuild mod. Riga is in, oh my goodness, geography. I'm sure it's in the Baltics. Latvia? Who did it, Alex? Hey Delta Boy, welcome back. Recomputing is a known bug. Ah, I see. There you go. Yeah, it's recomputing again. Yeah, I'm not sure why it happens. Is that in Pro Mods? Because I remember, or is it that in 138? So it is recomputing indeed. Kinda sucks. I guess it doesn't save the GPS files, because I remember when 138 hit. And yeah, when I was checking out Pro Mods alone, it seemed to be fine. But now with the map combos, it seems to be recomputing every time. So I'm not sure where it's coming from. Or if it's in the Naturalux when I brought it back. Not sure. Hey Hasib, welcome back, man. How have you been? Latvia, there you go. I got it. Nice. There is another NL fix file out. What does it fix, Alex? My goodness. It fixes the fix. Fixes some skybox distortions. Yikes. Alright, so let's do that if we see any of those distortions. But I'll keep it out for now. It's one of the road connections. Could be. Tricky. I wonder what's causing it. I might have to ask in the RoEx forums. I was going to stream on 3 monitors tonight. Yikes. Glad you made it, Rexer. Hope we can ease the pain somewhat. Hope you have a chill time. Yeah, fix for a fix. Goodness. This is getting complicated. Loading screen simulator. Ay. I should have started the sim beforehand then. Oh, progress. There we are. So yeah, it doesn't really reset, but it does reload every single time. Kinda sucks. But then again, getting used to like 30-minute loading times in X-Plane when you're loading in Orbix UK sceneries, that is not too bad if you compare that. So guys, we are starting off in Kiev. I was just driving offline the past few days and I happened to come across Kiev. Is this the capital of Ukraine? You guys correct me if I got that wrong. But it is beautiful here. And I know some people will disagree, especially some people from other mapping teams. You got in a bit of... It was so frustrating. I'll tell about it later. But for me personally, I love how it looks and I want to show it to you. That is part of RoEx. I'm not sure which version it came with. It has the map combo as cluttered as it can get. There's the thing I'm telling you, the Iceland difference in the background versus where ProMods puts it. Different points of view there. Also in the UK, bit difference there I think. Although for the most part, I think it's good. So I think the biggest change is, the biggest deviation is in Iceland and in the Middle East. The Middle East is in the sea. Which sea is this, guys? You tell me. Mediterranean? That's the Black Sea, right? I think. Okay, so yes, we'll start off in Kiev. We'll make our way north, check out the RusMap areas, see how the road connections are. And then I'd like to go to the north, back in Scandinavia region, because it's been a while since we've been there. Good morning, Mars. Glad you made it. How are you? That's where we're going. Valdai. Edge of the map right there. Hope that is an okay trip. Ukrainian capital. Okay, good. Mediterranean Sea. Wow, I'm actually getting stuff right. In the geography department. That doesn't happen very often. I guess that helps because I came across Google Maps yesterday and I was just looking at the map randomly. Because I was, you know, when you lock your screen, Windows L, and Windows has these like random wallpapers or locked screens. I saw some very interesting sites somewhere in the Caribbean. I think Saint something, but they're like these two very sharp looking volcanoes or mountains. Looks good. I was thinking of flying over that in Flight Simulator. So I was researching more on it. I was looking for it in Google Maps. And I just explored the other areas in the meantime. Oh yes, and because NL is back, the CG mug is back in game. Nice. I missed that. Alright, so for those who haven't seen the truck yet, MP2 Black Edition by Dotec. Not a lot of customizations, but it looks sleek as it is. And then with the add-on sounds from RJ Productions. Not too shabby. I like it. I wish there was a digital speedo in there, but we'll have to make do. Valdi. Ah, interesting. Interesting how that is pronounced, huh? I would have thought the pronunciation would be like as in normal. Valdai. That does sound better though, Valdi. Oh yeah, I saw that, Jay. What do you call that? They have a term for it, right? Watch party, I think. But I think it's a bit tricky, especially if you're watching with people from other regions, because you all have to have the show available in your region. Quite interesting. Maybe we can have that if you guys find an interesting show. Just hang out and watch stuff together. Interesting integration with Amazon Prime. I think that's a good move. Twitch leveraging its connections. Synergy. Does that work? It should work, I think. There you go. Let's go and connect that. Oh, perfect height for this trailer. What are we delivering anyway to Valdi? Euro Acres. To be specific, it's a fuel tanker. Basic stuff, 9 tons only. So nothing too heavy, nothing too fancy. But the route should take us to some interesting places. So from Ukraine, we cross over to, I would think, Belarus. And then, I don't know. There is no other border, but I guess we cross over to Russia at some point. Ah, there it is. And then to Valdi. Something like that. Watch party for GG. Maybe when the new season comes out. 0 viewers, unsub, unfollow. Perfect. Gossip Girls. No, that one I didn't watch. That was too much for me. Has that feature been deployed already? Because I saw it in Twitch's email, but I'm not sure when the release date is of that feature. Speaking of that, what are you guys watching right now? I just finished watching The Old Guard yesterday. Quite nice. Looks promising. The acting was a bit meh at times. It's not too believable at times, but the overall movie, I like it. Especially the action scenes and the concept. It's based on comics, I guess, right? Oh, this is going to be a bridge shot. I'm guessing this would be a thumbnail shot right here. Thanks, Alex. Hope he's doing okay. Does he have an early trip tomorrow? Yar back to Jack. Oh, this is not the super bridge, but maybe we'll come across it. Hey, Patrick. How are you, man? Glad you made it. Were you also in Jack's stream? Let's go and take a photo here to warm things up. He was lacking sleep. How are his fishies doing? And that was some intense work he did on that aquarium. That looks pretty good. Even Waldorf needs sleep. You have to watch it on YouTube. Yikes. You're buffering? Sorry about that. Twitch is pretty... yeah, not very giving for me. Doesn't get transcode and everything. Ah, this is the main bridge with all these arches. Looks so good. Yeah, look at all the details here in Kiev. And the performance is A-okay. We'll have to take another shot here, guys. I just cannot resist this kind of view. Once we get some daylight, there you go. Final Destination. Oh, I don't want to watch that. Yeah, it'll make me paranoid as heck. Yes, all those freak accidents. Oh, nice. Got your original Mobo back. Did they like repair it or replace it completely? This bridge doesn't want to give way. There you go. This truck stops at all bridges. Yes. That's very true. Hey, Sonoma. How are you, man? Let's go and take a shot. That is good to me. Not much of the truck, but plenty of the bridge. I can take that. Replaced it completely. That's good. I guess some kind of factory defect, huh? That was the one for your Threadripper, was it? Man. Any news, guys, on the 3000 series? I'm seeing a lot of the partner brands now starting to show off their product lines. No performance yet though. Excited to see when that comes out, when our amazing content creators and hardware fanatics get their hands on those and do proper real world benchmarking. Replace. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, what were you using in the meantime? That's a good question. Oh man, this looks so good. I like it. That maybe I can share it now. That's the one thing I get frustrated at times. Yeah, because there seems to be a bit of toxicity across different mapping groups. In some mapping groups, maybe I won't go in detail on naming the exact people or the exact teams, but you probably know what I'm talking about. And it's just a bit sad and disappointing to see that kind of behavior. Like, you see something that looks good, that's done by mapping team A, and then someone from mapping team B would say, they did this wrong. It's like, not even acknowledging anything that's good in it, just pointing out, oh, they did this wrong. Just, I don't know, it just seems too salty for my taste. Like, really? Did it even find one good thing about it? So frustrating. But I guess that's just how some people work. Ooh, wonder who's flying that one. Most probably not me, because that's a tail dragger. If that was me, I would have been stuck in the ground already. I suck at flying tail draggers. Let's keep to the left here. Sent it for service like 4 times. My goodness, yeah, that was a really faulty product, huh? Glad it got replaced. Hopefully it's fixed now. Hoping for a 3080 Ti, 20 gig of memory. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. Is it true? Someone spilled the beans, right? Someone made a mistake. Showed a 3070 Ti. Do you guys think that's a typo, or is that really what Nvidia has up their sleeve? This looks beautiful. Yeah, those were more the kinds of words I was expecting when I showed it. Because it really is. I mean, my goodness. The detail in here. There's even a guy biking there on the side. And all the custom assets you can see. Lenovo website. Ah, there you go. Lenovo showed a pre-build with the 3070 Ti. I guess it was, how do you say? I guess the site is down by now, huh? But too late already. People have taken photos of it. Ah, there you go. Now deleted the page. Yeah. Makes me wonder if these things are intentional. Like, leaks, but really like planned leaks to build the hype or whatnot. You never know. All these marketing strategies. International airport. Oh, too bad we can't go to the airport itself. Of course they're intentional, you think? Devious marketing strategies. So whenever there are leaks, all of them are intentional, or just in this specific case? Do you think there will be a 3060? It does make sense, because even the 3070 is a bit on the higher end, or I would say mid-tier. and I think the majority of the market will be aiming for a lower price. So a 3060 does make sense, but who knows what they're planning. Cruise control at 80, there you go. So we're not at risk of getting a ticket. 3070 Ti, huh? So that would probably sit in the middle of 3070 and 3080. 30 kilometers per hour, and there's a stoplight that I didn't see. Oh, I passed through this. Yeah, I passed through this on when I was driving offline. This is not a random event. This is a fixed event, but this is so detailed. There's a chopper just hovering over there. A couple of trees that were rammed. A couple of cars in the accident, and there's a tipped over tanker right there, which is the one with the billowing smoke. And a fire truck and everything. All the emergency vehicles. Scary stuff. Hey Muraz, you've done more bad. What did you do this time? Just to increase hype. Yeah, that does make sense. Current road connections to connect all the map mods wipes Georgia made by Pro mods completely. Oh, does it? Really? Let me have a look. Let's have a look at it. I didn't notice it. Hey, Deso. Glad to hear that. What are you getting into now? And then I went over 30. I think that's also happened the same when I went here the first time. Let's take a photo of that emergency thing. 27-inch 1080. Nice. Just one more and you're golden. Are you using both for gaming, or is one like utility and the other for the game? What was I wanting to check? The map. So where should Georgia be? Georgia is still here, right? Isn't it this one? Or am I looking at that wrong? Because if I remember correctly, the Pro Mods Southern Region connection specifically looks at this one. Connects Georgia to Southern Region. Seems like the leaking is more of a trend. Yeah, that's true. The leaks are by now just a marketing strategy. DisplayPort cable. Sounds good. That should do very nicely. So that looked like Georgia, for those who are familiar. You can confirm it. So I'm not sure if anything was written over. Well, for sure, the conflicting areas in Ukraine have been written over. Depending on whose road connection you're using, then that team's Ukraine will prevail. For me, I'm using the RoEx version. So the Ukraine is all from RoEx. I think that cup is pulling me over now. Stop. Yeah. This is wonderfully done by Arayas. Very nice. Yeah, if you have a 2070 Super, sticking to 1080 is a bit overkill, I think. You either go for a higher resolution monitor or get another monitor or two. Otherwise, you'll end up like Mr. 75. He's not yet here, is he? Although that's not a bad place to be in, to be perfectly frank. No worries, Ed. Locals say it isn't the most realistic, especially in the older parts. Ah, might be. Yeah, nice typo there. 96% of a 2070. What does that mean? Ah, maybe it's a Turkey map. Could be. Falaverissimo. Welcome to the stream. I'm not sure. I don't think we will be passing through Chernobyl. Let's double check. Chernihiv, yes. Well, we did just skip it through. Yeah, unfortunately. We did check that out in a previous video though. Looked eerie. The plant itself. Let's get back to 80 kilometers here. 2060 Super, I get you. Yeah, 2060 Super is more powerful than a 1070, isn't it? So for those who are planning to get a 3000 series, what brand are you eyeing at the moment? For me, I am not decided at all. I'm sure I want to get one. I'm leaning towards the 3080, but I'm not sure which brand. I saw a live stream just before I went live. The Aorus, official Aorus, I think, page is streaming. So they're showing off the Gigabyte models. Very interesting design, triple fans. And then like the two fans are spinning one way, the one fan is spinning the other. Very interesting how that can work. One sec guys, I'm getting some bugs here. We're getting a few frame drops here and there again, and I have a feeling it might be because of the preview. So I'm going to try something. OBS has been a bit weird to me recently. Might be because of some Windows updates. Whatchamacallit? Alright, let's observe if that happens again now. Slow down, entering city limits. Hopefully get to a point. There we go, perfect. Chernihiv, where the police can pull you on the side of the road. Yeah, that would be great. Very immersive and very scary. That would happen a lot of times to me, I think. Hey Gaina, welcome back. How have you been? How's everybody doing? How are you guys handling the current situation? You guys back to normal? Still locked up in your homes? I went for a run yesterday, guys. Can you believe it? It's been a while. It's been so long since I went for a run outside. Because Mrs. Clumsy had a girls' night out with her friends. And I think that might be the Chernobyl plan. No, it might be too close. That's different. Ooh, interesting. So Mrs. Clumsy had a girls' night out with her friends. So I was home alone. So I went out for a run here near us. Man, the sky looks so good. Like Naturalux, like Flight Simulator. Goodness, I'm not used to running anymore. And then I watched the old guard when I got back. Sorry. Recently got two 1080. Enabled you to get real high quality monitors. Ah, I see. Yeah. 1 to 3 FPS lower than a 2070. That's not bad. Yeah, that's almost a 2070, huh? A 3070 Aorus. What is your experience with the Aorus brand? I saw a video from Gamers Nexus. I will for sure be watching out for videos from them for the 3000 series, because it seems like every generation it can be a bit hit or miss on each of the partner brands. Like what was that? But yeah, they like highlight the different quirks in each of the brands. Like for example, in the Zotac, I think when they reviewed the 1080 Ti specifically, they complained a lot about it because what was it? I think the plate was not touching the the chip or something, so the conduction wasn't there, and so it was very poor in terms of cooling. But that was like the 1080 Ti, but I think the next one was much better. So I think we really need to get some proper scores, some proper benchmarking for the 3000 series from each of these, because past performance does not indicate future performance in this case. Depending on how they did it, on how they manufactured it. Kind of sounds like stocks, huh? But I'm sure you guys have your favorites at the moment, so let me know what those are. Help me decide. Let's go and refuel here so I can get back to chat as well. MSI graphics cards are more pricey. They do have a price premium because they're a very well-known graphics brand. I'm not sure if they're more expensive though than the other branded ones like Asus, Zotac, Gigabyte. I ran just outside our place. There's a nice park nearby. Lots of people running. Nice to see them back. It's back. I remember Drive Safely said it's back, but it's nice to finally hear it back. The entire startup sequence after you refuel, you know, all that like door and seatbelt thingy. Cool. Nice to hear. It's been a while. Thank you. That's why Jack and you were playing the Hunter outside simulator. If only you could also burn calories while playing, huh? That would be the ultimate technology. That would be something I would get into. The more you play, the more you burn calories. Oh my goodness, that would be the dream. Like driving here, I would. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I'm burning calories. Oh my goodness, that is every gamer's dream. To heck with 4K, 8K, 60 FPS. Burn me some calories while I'm playing. $60 here. And it's starting to rain. I like the detail that's been put into this truck. Everything is working. Wipers, the raindrops, the windows. It just works. And it's pretty optimized. Not as optimized as an SES truck. I think it's like twice the number of triangles, but twice is no problem for a modded truck. Not 11 times, right? Hey, Kermis fan. How are you? Thanks for joining. They often recycle coolers. Yeah, I think so. And that probably causes issues often. It seems like most of the partner brands tried to implement a similar pass-through technology though, didn't they? Like in the Founders Edition. Like that fan that blows air into and past the fins. I think they have some kind of that variant, all of them. To a point. EVGA is available in Singapore. I heard very good things about EVGA. I think that's the brand you're going for, right, Alex? Like, I've heard so much about EVGA for the Win 3 or something like that. That series. I would love to try an EVGA. I bet it's pricey, but should be worth it, I guess. Was happy to hear that sound. Same with me. Pleasantly surprised it's back. It was definitely something I missed whenever I refueled before that got re-implemented with Fmod. Clip of woman running and encounters a black bear. Bear poke her leg, stands still for a bit, and then she runs away. Bear was just saying hello. I'm not sure if I've seen that. Fred's Trucks. You mean the Scania ones? No, I haven't yet. I almost tried But I went to the Facebook page and it was a bit toxic. It kind of put me off. So I'm holding off on it at the moment. But I heard very good things about it in terms of the quality of the truck itself. Hey, thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to join us in chat so we can greet you properly. Or otherwise, more than welcome to lurk as well. Crossing over to Belarus, if I remember correctly. Your GTX 970 was EVGA. Yikes, you had to RMA that one, yeah. As always, your mileage may vary. Any brand can have that kind of problem. Some people complain about MSI, Asus, Gigabyte, all of them have their imperfections, and unfortunately it's comes down to luck. When you RMA something, do they like replace it with a brand new one, or do they refund you? How does it work? I hope I don't get to experience that. Radeon 5700 RMA has been accepted. Nice. That's good. That will offset the cost for the 2060 Super. Hey Geek Squad. What's up? How have you been? What have you been spending your time on? You can often choose if it's a decent company. Well, I guess all of them are decent. Maybe they excel in different things, but I guess they wouldn't last this long if they were not half decent. RJL's working on SKRS for 138. Ooh, better optimization. Nice. I didn't know the RJLs were not optimized though. Or, I mean, I'm thinking what more optimization can be put in, because it does seem like an SCS level truck already. Or, come to think of it, I don't think I ever counted the number of triangles in that truck. So maybe not. i3 540 to i5 4570. Good luck, man. Hope it pushes through. Put that money on the other stuff you had bought to lower your cost. Sounds good. At least you're able to offset some of your upgrades. It's quite toxic and his mouth has no filter. Exactly. And yeah, I'm not sure I am ready for that level of communication. I might get culture shocked, so I'm holding off on it at the moment. Driving in ROEx 2.7, nice. Thanks for following. Welcome. I don't normally announce the names of those who follow, so if you're feeling like it, you can say to us, hi to us in chat, so we can greet you. This is for the lurkers, so you can lurk away. I can thank you without calling you out, and you can continue lurking. Either way, more than welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. Will you be streaming Flight Simulator 2020? Oh, definitely. I stream that every week. Not sure if you've been to some of those. I think you've been, right? We have a footage coming out later of that stream we did 2 days ago when we explored Alaska. That was so good. I think we'll continue in the next stream. We'll see. Thanks for following, everybody. Join us in chat if you're in the mood. You run this game at 4K now, locked at 75. 75! Oh my goodness, Rohan will be pleased with that. Welcome to the 75 club. I'm not even sure if I can notice a difference between 75 and 120 FPS. 60 to 120 I'm sure, but 75 to 120 I guess it will be more difficult for me. The higher you go, the harder it is to distinguish. 120 to 144 for sure I cannot distinguish. So it looks almost the same to me. Snowstorms, yikes. Yeah, actually I haven't seen live weather yet that features snow. Maybe we should look for that next stream. I heard in Australia it's snowing right now. Can't remember if it's proper winter there. It's nice to fly and do jobs at your home countries. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, running at 4K, 4 times the resolution, for sure will have benefits with the crispness. Even if in the texture department you'll have to lower it. I'm not sure which one I like better, to be honest. Not so sure. Yes, definitely Geek Squad. More content in 2.7. I'm just not sure which exact areas are added. But I think there are plenty. Waiting for Xbox X Series. Xbox Series X. Ah. Hey Bryce, thanks for following, by the way. And thanks for joining. Yeah, unfortunately there is no announcement yet on when it comes out in Xbox. I think it's far away still. I would expect next year earliest, because there are so many kinks to iron out in the PC version first. And if they release that same version in Xbox, it will be chaotic. So I doubt they will focus on an Xbox release at the moment. What's fortunate is they have acknowledged most of the critical issues that the community has seen, whether autopilot systems, turboprop behavior, all that stuff. So hopefully they get on with the fixes. It seems to be promising, and they seem to be working hard at it still, so that's a good sign that they have not just released and abandoned it. Yeah, living in Singapore. I am from the Philippines, but I'm living in Singapore at the moment. So you are correct on both points. You run 100% scaling, then scale up to 4K via NVIDIA drivers instead. I'm not sure how that works. I know Bengan and the other guys are doing that in the NVIDIA Profile Inspector thread in RoEx. There is a term for it, right? But I have not explored it yet, because as it is, my system is getting taxed already. Or are you talking about the super sampling as well? Because I think Bengan and the others were talking about something like some kind of scaling other than super sampling in the NVIDIA control panel or inspector. I'm not sure which one. Close enough, Geek Squad. I got the message. No problem. Add 33% sharpening too. I also have sharpening on my end, but only 17% if I remember correctly. I'm just using the recommended values from that NPI thread in RoEx. I've not paged much MSFS. Yeah, can be a bit buggy at times, although for me, really loving it. And now with proper third-party integration, the immersion is getting real. I can use full Navigraph charts and pilot to ATC for full IFR flights. Super immersive. Even if the avionics is a bit buggy, I just chalk it up to avionics failures, so I'll have to like fly some of the stuff manually, which is a good practice. So you don't rely fully on the autopilot systems. You know when you need to step in and take over. I can just imagine it's a simulated avionics failure. It's a good way of looking at it. DSR, there you go. Yes, DSR. How does that work, by the way? Then do you prioritize that over anti-aliasing? Because I have not tried that at all. I only went the anti-aliasing route. Like the feedback. Sorry, which feedback is that, Deso? Can't use computer controls, that's why you have to wait till next year. Yeah, I'm sure by the time it gets to Xbox, it will be more refined. So excited for you. For me, not even familiar what consoles are coming out. I'm sure PS5 has been announced, and I think I saw a picture of it. But the new Xbox, I'm not even sure what it's called and how it looks like. Is that the one you mentioned, Series X? Intersection prefab, I didn't notice. Is that one of the old ETS2 ones? This must be an old... well, this is Belarus. I'm not sure. Is Belarus part of RusMap or RoEx? I think it's part of RusMap already, if I remember correctly. You just run all of it and it still works with the FPS. Yeah, that's good. For me, I get capped when I'm using 4x super sampling in NVIDIA Profile Inspector. I can't do anything much else. I go below 60 FPS already. You can set it to 4x and it will scale if you set the game to 4K. So is it similar to like setting 400% scaling in game? Belarus has its own language called Belarusian. Ah, I guess it's pretty close to Russian with a twist. Like a Swiss-German kind of thing. Oh, it's 90 kilometers here now. Can actually speed up. Already using your Xbox controller for flight sim. Nice. Same here. Yeah, with the recent patch that they released on Thursday, you can now use your controllers. I previously avoided using my Xbox controller. It's perfect for the drone, moving the drone camera. But it was buggy before because the wireless version of the controller powers down after a while, right? If you're not using it. In the sim, flight simulator, when something disconnects, it crashes. So when your Xbox controller powers off automatically, your sim would crash. And it's too risky. But now they fixed that. Even if it disconnects, it wouldn't cause a crash. So I can use it now. It's great for finding those perfect shots. 3090 rename of the 3080 Ti. Well, I think the 3090 is more of a Titan equivalent, so I would think it's like a Titan rename. That's how I understand it, at least. I think SLI is pretty much dead. I agree, yeah. Right now it's only available in 3090, right? Because the cards have become powerful enough that you don't really need two cards. And yeah, SLI is just so finicky. I guess it only works anyway in AAA games. I'm sure some of the simulators that I've gotten into had problems with SLI. Like this game, I don't think this supports SLI. So I haven't really been a fan of SLI from the beginning. It's too specific. Too much of a brute force approach. It doesn't work for all cases. Old ETS2 prefabs. Yeah, definitely agree on that. They had a lot to learn still back in the day. If you got 400% in game in 4 times, it's running at 8K. But I guess, how would 400% in game compare to 4x DSR? Like if you just picked one and not both. Because I remember 400% scaling in game is super intensive on the FPS. And although it improved the graphics quality, it didn't improve that much. Belarusian and Russian are very similar, more similar than Swiss German and German German. Ah, wow, even more similar, huh? Interesting. There you go, Titan replacement. There's a lot of room between the 3080 and the 3090. Yeah, I think a 30 Ti does make sense. Or somewhere in between. I'm sure they'll find a market for it. Or maybe that's where the big Navi, RDNA 2, will squeeze in. Have you guys seen that? I was watching the videos from Jay's 2 cents in the Gamers Nexus mainly. Apparently there was a tweet. Something like smashing a tweet from some guy saying something along the lines of AMD is doomed because of the 3000 series, and then someone from AMD replied with that like thinking emoji, very cryptic. But I would imagine they're in a bit of a pickle right now. I hope they have something up their sleeve, but it's kind of hard to imagine, so we'll see. Has there been any news on when they're planning to announce what they have? Because yeah, Nvidia just came out with guns. With what's the expression? Something swinging. Guns swinging? Do you swing guns? Yeah. Alex is the most chill moderator. Perfect for the chill stream. Hey, Gamaste first. Doing the Scotsman vibe there. I like it. Who is that? What does it say? Can anyone read that? Interesting ads. You need to get readable dash on trucks. Yeah. For me, I have everything set to 100% scaling, but I'm using the settings from NVIDIA Profile Inspector, which does a much more wonderful job. I hate these speed limit changes. Speed limits on map modded areas, inconsistent. Yeah, there are some places like that. It's inconsistent or it jumps all over the place. Either way, it's annoying. AMD has already said RDNA 2 will be nuts. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm also a bit pessimistic, even if it's super powerful. My impression from AMD graphics cards is still a bit raw, especially in the graphics driver department. And yeah, from a content creator's point of view, their video encoders weren't very good yet, or aren't very good yet. So even if they release the most powerful GPUs, I would still be reluctant getting into AMD at this point. But I'm sure they'll find a solution to that. I'm just not sure if they're there yet. AMD already has deals with PS5. Oh, do they? Nice. You've been flying. Nice. Where and what plane? Awesome stuff. Have you been enjoying the learning experience? Entering a city again, which of course we cannot read. It's darn prefab again. I just closed my eyes. Yeah, it looks like this is a very old area we're driving in. And for sure this is RusMap already. Big Navi announcement first week of October. Oh, interesting. Well, I'm sure I'll get to see that first before there's any sign of a 3080, 3090 here in Singapore. HUD, would you know? Like usually when there's a release, how long does it take for those to hit Singapore? If there's a graphics card release? Can't actually remember. I'm not very familiar within the lead time. I'm sure it's not immediate. Like if an official release in the US is September 17, my assumption is it would only reach here like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months later. I hope that's pessimistic. But we'll see. You don't expect a 3090 competitor but 3070 and 3080. True. Yeah. Their drivers are generally good. Just their top end GPUs that seem to have issues. Yeah, I've seen many videos complaining about the drivers recently, although I think they've ironed out the kinks, so they are constantly learning. Just not sure if they're at that point where they can really compete with Nvidia in terms of the driver stability. AMD must be wondering now that Nvidia has cut the price, how much they would price. Yeah, I'm sure they got their worlds rocked as well, along with everyone else. It would be interesting with how they come up with that, how they counter that. Hiya! Now that you look at the bottom left thing that the viewers can see, the original pronunciation of Valdai was indeed correct. Ah, okay. Valdai is proper. Okay, good, thanks. Thanks for correcting. It's good to know. Carmen G1000, nice. Enjoy. It is quite buggy and not full featured yet, so learn it with a grain of salt. If that makes sense, because what you're learning will not be the real world G1000, and I'm sure they'll fix some of those in the coming patches, but it's not there yet. You have weird issues on the 2060 Super too. I guess it depends on which version you try. For me, when a new driver releases, I always go to Reddit and look at the analysis from the hardcore community members. They have all kinds of analysis in there for each driver that comes out, and even performance benchmarks versus older versions. And if the scores aren't good, if it's not stable, I skip it. And with that, I've gotten a more or less seamless experience with that kind of approach. So we'll see. But yeah, my main concern with AMD is the video encoder. From all accounts, from what I've seen in the videos, the video encoder has nothing compared to NVENC. And that's absolutely essential for me. Get it pretty early for an Asian country. 2 to 3 months is pretty pessimistic. 24 September. Don't make me hope like that. I hope that's a thing. We'll see. MSFS doesn't even start for you anymore. Yikes. Are you using the Steam variant? Might have to reinstall because of the new patch. Four to 6 weeks is actually very good. 2400? My goodness. What? No. Unbelievable. Because if it's what? How much is it in USD? 800? 800, put that up into SGD. Let's say 1.2 SGD. Mark that up a bit. I would expect more in the 1.5 range. At most 2,000. Less than 2,000 for sure. That's the 3090. If it's the 4099. Yeah, 799 is the 3080. I would expect in SG it would be around 1500 SGD. That's my fearless forecast. I should have enough funds for that, I think. Hopefully. I also need a new PSU. And I'll probably upgrade my RAM in the process. I don't think I'll need extra earrings for it. Because I did save up for it. But we'll see what it comes out with. Ban. 1600 plus. Okay. It's still a bit pricey, but more in line with what I'm expecting. Thanks. Yeah. The markup is just insane. Although, yeah, I guess that's how it is when you are importing these, we're really just at a disadvantage. US never includes taxes. Ah, yeah, that's a good point. How much would it end up with? Is it depending on like state taxes, federal taxes? How does it go in the US? Hey, Demon Hunter, how have you been, man? It's been a while. Welcome back. No vacation for the next month. Yikes. Hey! You didn't see this guy suddenly stopping. Why? Oh, this is interesting. Kind of like have to loop around like this. What kind of road network is this? Okay, if you say so. What the heck? It's the weirdest thing. Wow, those are huge taxes. Yeah, how much taxes do you get, Alex? $6.5 sales tax. That's not too bad. So is that the only thing that you add on that $799? Let's peg it at 800. So 800 times 6.5, what is that? 4.8. Let's say 550. So that would be like 850 or less. That's not bad. I mean, it's definitely higher than the advertised price, but it's not terribly like game breaking. Eating in restaurants is actually around the same price as in Singapore when you factor in the currency conversion. That's what I love about Singapore. Tipping is not a thing. No need for this awkward dance. How much do I need to tip and stuff like that. Just pay the exact price. You pay for the exact service, how it's priced, and you're done. Straightforward. Because I always got awkward with the tips. In the Philippines, tipping is also not mandatory in a way because everyone expects it. And Amazon didn't charge any tax in the past. Wow, how did they get around that? Did they shoulder the tax, you think? Or just sneaky with accounting, maybe. Welcome back, Scotsman. Where have you gone? Gone London Underground again? Favorite cuisine? Italian or Chinese or Indian? That's good. All those sound yummy. Yeah, Patron started charging the GST. Same with other countries. They actually asked us from the creator side, they asked us to like itemize the different benefits because each kind of benefit would be either eligible for a tax or not. So depending on the benefit, it can be taxable. So it's not a flat out, if you have like $5, it gets taxed with the GST. But it still depends on the itemization of the benefits included there. So I try to be as accurate as possible, but I have no idea about the tax implications. Hopefully it's not too much. It's not terribly more expensive. Amazon could get away with no taxes because they did business across state lines. Ah. So is the sales tax like state specific? And because they're crossing states, I hate that. Okay with high taxes if you had stuff like universal healthcare or free uni. Oh my goodness, the tax here in Singapore is super low. Yeah, I wouldn't expect universal healthcare or education with this level of taxing. 7% is the lowest I've ever seen. Like, to put it into perspective, when I was still living in the Philippines, I had this salary, and that salary had an equivalent tax equivalent. Let's say, for example, 10K, just flat out 10K, just for illustration purposes. When I moved to Singapore, the base salary I got tripled. Okay, well, with the expenses also tripled or doubled, so it was net. But the tax I was paying, for illustration purposes, was still 10K. So I really was able to save a lot from that. And with the kind of benefits you get in your government compared to what I get in the Philippines, my goodness, here I can really feel the taxes at work. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the taxes here in SG. It is so reasonable in my opinion, because from where I come from, it just makes sense. Sales tax is state specific, plus city can add a bit too. Ah, yeah, that's tricky, huh? Then that would be a compelling argument to always buy on Amazon, wouldn't it? Is that why they're so... Well, aside from the next day delivery and that, I guess that's also a big deal. Did they just weigh us or something? Are we good? Actually, didn't read the notice. I love that flickering indicator. It's so clicky. It's so old school sounding. Sounds so classic. The I-10 from California to Arizona has a check or something where you can't bring certain fruits into California. Oh, is it? Interesting. I wonder why. Something about distorting the ecosystem, I guess. You change the graphic settings to medium from ultra, so stop working. It doesn't like too low graphics. How did you reset it? Yeah, that does sound weird. Larger city, higher the tax, and that's an interesting discussion that's happening with this situation we're in, because people are starting to realize that working from home is a possibility in many cases. And so if you can work from home, why do you need to live in a large city? Because normally, I guess a compelling argument living in a large city is you're closer to the office. But if you can work from anywhere, why would you live in a expensive city? So I think a lot of people are moving out now. So I would imagine in the near future, we'll get a bit more like rebalancing of where people are living. And I guess the balance, the prices would also fluctuate with that in mind. Quite interesting how this pandemic has forced us to rethink our current practices. One sec, I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Man, that is a beautiful sunset. Let's take a photo of that with a balloon. States started going after Amazon for their taxes, so Amazon started paying. Yeah, it makes sense. I doubt they can get away with that indefinitely. Someone will for sure catch on. What was that we passed through? Just a tree. GeForce experience. Glad you found the cause. Yeah, most likely one setting was causing a bit of maybe a corrupted setting, causing a problem in the startup. Supports the tax rates going up to super high, so you can have good benefits. Thankfully, COVID patients get treatment free. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure where I stand there. I would like that, like higher tax, as long as you feel the benefits really, then I'm good with that. But right now, when we don't have that yet, I'm going for like DIY solutions. I'm getting like a separate healthcare sale plan and all that kind of stuff. So a bit more DIY, but it has a similar effect. But yeah, I really like how the other governments, other countries are also approaching it. Yeah, I think in Sweden, that you guys mentioned, in Germany as well, I believe the tax rate is super high, but everything is included. That makes sense. In the end, it all nets, and if it's automatic, then it's even better. Less pain, less paperwork, less hassle. You crash your plane. Did they clumsy landing? Oh, that's how we do it in Clumsy Airlines. Yeah. Ooh, sunset. 40 viewers. Really, we do? Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it, guys. That's great to see. Oh yeah. Slow down here. Squeeze in before that guy gets here. Welcome everybody. To everyone who's new, welcome to the stream. To our lurker friends, lurk away, more than welcome. To those who are a bit shy but want to get into the discussions, feel free to join us. We don't bite. As you can see, we are pretty much a chill group, just welcoming everyone who joins in, as long as you're nice. Yours is set to ultra by the game on its own. Yeah, that should be the normal thing. Weird. There's not much of a difference when you have it on high or ultra. Does it have a huge change on FPS for you? I guess it does, huh? Ultra really eats away on the perf. People were up in arms because they were gonna raise the goods and services tax 9% here. Yeah. Currently it's at 7%, I think, right? To raise it to 9. Although I heard they're going to delay that increase, if I remember correctly. What now? The sudden 30? Oh, yeah. Not a fan of these sudden changes. Helps to keep it in medium settings. Yeah, just avoid J for those newcomers. He's the one who bites. He does. This prefab again. Hopefully we get away from the old areas. RusMap does have a lot of those. It's been around for so long. The good thing is we get so good FPS here. You get the new graphics card will come for a sleepover. 30 again here. I see. So in the crossing, railroad crossing, it's 30. That's why. Hey, Canadian. Should I call you Mist instead? Thanks for joining. Welcome to the channel. How are you? Are you a truck sim fan as well? Maybe a flight sim fan? Thanks, Hud. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's great. Getting like-minded people who are into chill streams and not so much of the shouting and overly excited stuff. It's too much for my introverted self. Too much stimulation. Ultra not much, still at 60. And this stuff is downloading. Yikes! Whoa. Okay, that was a big stutter, and it seems like it's because my GPU memory is now at 7,900, so reaching that 8 gig VRAM of the GPU. Yeah, that often happens when you drive for long periods. Eventually it would eat up everything. It doesn't let go of some of the resources, I think. So I think we'll have to restart the game at some point. Unfortunately, when we restart, it's going to load again, that GPS routing. It's going to be a long loading time, so it's going to be loading simulator again. They're delaying it. Yes. Yeah. On Monday, your parents got a new car. Oh, congrats. What did they get? Doing good, Mist. Enjoy a lot of Sims. Awesome. Hope you would fit right in. Mist it is. Easier for me. 24 gig VRAM needed. In terms of power consumption, the 3080 and 3090, do you guys remember what they announced as TDP? Because I remember the 3080 had like a 320 watt TDP. The 3090 had what? 350 or 420? Even that might not be enough. 3000 series cards as fast as the new PS5 SSD loading speed. The heck with these speed limits. If you have SSD and 3000 series cards, the graphics card will load all textures and stuff instead of the CPU. Yeah, that's what I heard. It loads directly the decompressing part instead of loading that on the memory. It loads that directly to the graphics card's memory. That's why they have a large VRAM now. That would be interesting to see how it translates in terms of performance and smoothness when the benchmarks start coming in. Hey Wagner, thanks for joining. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? 320 and 350, my goodness, that's not very far away. The price is very far away, but the power usage isn't. That's interesting. Maybe I should get a 3090 instead. Dream on. For those, I'll need a lot of earrings. Empty list command helps with emptying the VRAM memory. What's empty list? Is that a console command in ETS2? You can try it out. I can save it first though. The name of the Ukrainian capital was called Kiev. Yeah, Kiev is that K-I-E-V is the spelling I'm familiar with. Kiev is the Russian name for the city, and Kiev has been historically a Russian-speaking city. Ah, so the K-Y-I-V, that's what, Ukrainian? Bruno's Margherita, pizza for takeout. Oh wow, nice. Good that they have takeout. I'm glad that you got a chance to try it and that you enjoyed it. Cool stuff. 24,800 was for the Titan series. 3090. Can I afford that? Maybe I'll settle for the 3080. That might be a bit too much. Honestly, I haven't had that problem. You have the 1080, right, Alex? You should also have 8 gig VRAM. So maybe it's not ETS2 actually. Maybe it's OBS. I don't know. Because OBS, when I started the stream, it was already consuming 2.4 gigs in GPU memory immediately. So I only had what? 5.4 left for the game. Kiev is Ukrainian. Ah, I see. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And join us in chat if you're in the mood. Usually Italian food in Singapore is pretty bad and it's expensive. We've had a couple of bad ones, that's true. A lot of good ones as well though. Oh my goodness, yeah, now I'm craving to go out again. We'll probably do that mid-September, me and Mrs. Clumsy. Balance those out a bit because it can get quite expensive. Now I'm looking for a place to spend the night. It is getting a bit dark. After all, it's midnight already. Oh, when I get the 3080, I'm expecting a lot more. I'm expecting 120 FPS. Because at this point with the 1070, I'm already getting 60 FPS. In not most cases, but many times. So my hope is when I get the 3080, I should be able to go 120 FPS. Even if I'm streaming, it's still at 60. Empty standby list XS, a command line tool for Windows, Vista and above. Empties process. Ah, I see. Yeah, that sounds a bit too OS-ish to me. I think I'd prefer a more basic workaround for now. I'll try first and foremost to just quit the game. So let's sleep here, let's quit, and I'll monitor how the thing looks. Actually, I don't think I've ever shown you my what do you call this? My monitor, huh? My monitor for the stats and stuff. Maybe it's a good time to show you that one. I'll switch the display in a bit. Hey Shanikanits! Thank you for joining. Sorry if I absolutely butchered that name. Let me know what you want to be called. Thank you for following, appreciate it. Yeah, 144 FPS. But yeah, for me, 120 and 144, I'm not really picky about either. I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway. Hollywood gives you the impression that Americans eat McDonald's every day. It's an interesting point. Don't eat out very often, maybe once a week. Some people do. Yeah, I guess it largely still depends on your habits, huh? Each household will be vastly different. Like for me and Mrs. Clumsy, we order food once a day at least. Because we're too lazy to cook for 2 meals. We have 2 meals a day. We don't have breakfast. So one of those meals we order, one of those meals we prepare. Or if you're feeling lazy, we just order for both. But that hurts the budget a lot. It's much cheaper, really. No contest about it to prepare your own food. GPU memory is down to 1.3 gigs. Let me show you that one. So let's switch to display. And let me drag this over. Does that look good? There you go. Can you see it? That's how my monitor looks. I forgot what this is, but this is like an old technology. What is it? So I'm using HW info for the base metrics, but the one that displays it is like a sidebar. I forgot what it is. HW info sidebar or something, but it's very organic. Not organic, very pleasing to the eye. So I can clearly see. And the GPU memory is right here, 1379. A while ago it was at 7990 or something like that. Yeah, looks good. And then you see the CPU there moving always to around 70 degrees because the V core is getting boosted automatically. It's stretching its limit, trying to increase the clock speed of the CPU. with the boosting technology. Right, start up the game again. Let me restart track IR as well because sometimes it gets buggy. Better safe than sorry. It's not the worst pronunciation of your name. Sean is perfect. Yes, thank you. I'm happy with that. Right, there you go. 1,100. Woohoo! Yes! Well, for sure, the third-party partner brands will be offering more expensive variants. And the trick is knowing which one to pick, because there will be like a spectrum there, right? As always. There will be the cheapest variant, which has very poor cooling. There will be on the other side, there will be the most expensive variant with OC and all the names in there, which will be a bit hardcore overkill. And there would be the perfect balance in the middle with the perfect cooling. Not flashy visuals, but perfect performance to price balance. That's the one I'm looking for. And we'll see that, I guess, when the benchmarks come in. Gray Mother System Monitoring, that's the one. Best cereal in Singapore. There was a time when we were here that we had cereals in the morning. It's been a while. I really like that, what was it, fitness cereal? I really like it because I don't like the sweet stuff so much. Oh wow, look at that. Didn't reload anymore, cool. So maybe you just have to drive around a bit so it saves. That's nice. Pleasant surprise. GeForce RTX 3080 Founders Edition will cost, what is RS? Rupees? Rupias? I always get confused with these currencies. With the Rs, with the rup something. That's 970 USD. Not too bad considering. Not too bad. How about the 1100 SGD? How does that compare to USD? Why does it feel like... There you go. That's the right angle. Let's reverse here. GPU memory is now at 4 gigs. We will probably see that climbing bit by bit. Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 3080 Trinity will be priced at $69,990, $953. Wow. So the Zotac one is cheaper? Cool. Is that the entry level Zotac 3080? Disappointing, you missed the loading. You like playing loading simulator? Sure do. 806, wow. Now that's a pleasant surprise indeed. Where did you see that, HUD? Is that like in hardware? What is that site in SG that's famous? Hardware something? They usually have these articles when products are getting released. $1,300 for 3080 Zotac. I'll have to wait for benchmarks nonetheless to check if there are any design or what do you say, manufacturing faults. And my goodness, Gaming Nexus, Steve and his group, they are the hardcore fanatics when it comes to testing this. I think I hit the rails. Yes, I did. But maybe we can find a way through if we just go through this gas station. Zotac might be expensive in SG for me. Yeah, we'll see. So first I'll look at the different brands, how they perform in the benchmarks, the different reviews of their stability, of their durability, and then I'll compare how the pricing is in Singapore, because the pricing will not apply for 1:1 with the US prices, I'm sure. Maybe I can do a tie-up with the PC shop here. That would be amazing. Get PC parts for free. Oh my goodness. But then it would be a win-win. But I would need, I think, a large Singapore audience for that to work. Otherwise, they would not benefit from it. Yes, most likely a third-party card. Most likely. But it largely depends on the performance and the benchmarks and the availability here in SG. But I have a feeling it's going to be a party brand that I will be getting. Philippines 41K pesos. Hardware Zone, there we go, that's the one. Nice. Founders Edition should be a good, how to say, middle range for the graphics card prices, I guess. Would be a good middle point. Or is it always the lowest point? I don't have much experience with Founders Edition. I've never had one. Always higher than third-party pricing. I don't think I do. I don't think I do, HUD, unfortunately. Yeah, I think also here in Singapore, the Founders Edition is always more expensive. Except for those mostly like overclocked editions. But I guess it comes down to, I don't know, shipping or limited availability. It becomes some kind of limited edition kind of thing. That's why the price premium, I guess. That's what I imagine. $2,000 series graphics cards will go on sale before the launch of the 3000 series. On sale. I'm expecting that. I heard a couple of folks are selling their graphics cards now. I doubt they will be able to sell it for the normal price, so they'll have to put that down a lot. Like, I guess those who are selling their 2080 Ti's cannot really sell it for $1,000 anymore. They'll have to turn that down. I doubt anyone will buy it, unless some people have not heard of the news yet. That was such a good one. That video meme of the guy being interviewed and laughing his brains out, and then just putting in different subtitles in there. It never gets old. And now they did that meme for the 3000 series, and that was great. Cheapskate to the 2070. You have a 2070? Oh, that's great. Don't think you'll need to upgrade anytime soon. So what brand are you guys eyeing at the moment? Jay is probably going to get the Zotac. Alex is probably going to get an EVGA. Or at least not getting, but leaning towards, or that's your favorite. How about for the others? Who was the one who mentioned you wanted a Gigabyte one? Anyone Asus fan here? I think Rohan is the Asus fan. Try and grab 2000 series. Yeah, I'm sure those will have to adjust their prices. Otherwise they won't sell at all. Ah, there. Asus. Yeah, I think that's the one I have also. Well, I had. My GTX 970 was Asus. Or Asus. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but either way. Tomato, tomato. I haven't had an MSI graphics card before. No, MSI part. Any MSI part, I think, for that matter. You guys had experience with it? I heard recently that they're getting hammered because of their, what is it, marketing strategy. Piva brand card. They're only in black and white. That would be the Supreme edition you're getting. Piva Supreme OC 24GB. It struggles with ETS2, especially in promos area. For real? At 2070? My goodness. How come? That might be more of a CPU bottleneck than a GPU one, especially if you're in the city area. The CPU can get taxed pretty quickly in the city. Have you guys heard of the release from Intel? I saw some videos about that. They had a September 2 release of something big. But Steve from Gamers Nexus was absolutely trolling them on it. Not sure that's the term. They're getting butchered by the content creators because of their unprofessionalism. Lack of professionalism. Yeah, it was so funny. I recommend you watch that if you have like 20 minutes. Steve from Gamers Nexus, he was... They often like these benchmarks, right? They have these charts. And this time they had a benchmark for how many times in that Intel showcase video, how many times they mentioned the competitor, how many times they mentioned impostor, how many times they mentioned the model of the AMD competitor, the AMD model that they're competing against, and how many times they mentioned their own product. It's like they mentioned, and it's shown in this benchmarky chart, this bar graph, and it's like they mentioned the competitor model like 18 times compared with their own model's name that they're introducing. They only mentioned one time. This is so funny, the sarcasm in that video. Intense. If you're getting a 3000 series, it would be the... What is FE? Founders Edition, okay, or Gigabyte, I see. Yeah, I've not had any experience with other brands. Gigabyte, MSI, Zotac. I think I've mostly had Asus. EVGA I also haven't. I really have a good impression on EVGA though, based on what I've heard. But yeah, as always, things can be a bit of a roll of the dice if you get a faulty model or not. But I think I will look at the benchmarks and the prices here in SG, see which ones would fit. Check the stats in the GPU struggles only for like a few seconds. Ah, interesting. So it's more like stutters than a constant slowdown. Might be a limitation on the engine. Because of well, Rohan has a 2070 Super, so that's a bit better. But he always has 75 from what I see. Seems like most of the guys don't know how their CPUs are sent to them, like their packaging. Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, it's like in a brown cheap box. Yeah, with Intel, yes. And then they compared with the beautiful packaging they got with the Ryzen. But of course, Ryzen, AMD is putting their best foot forward because they're stepping into the industry again and trying to take the crown. And now they've taken it. So let's see if that habit changes. Train! Scotsman, where are you? Steve from Gamers Nexus is good. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a nice sense of humor. He doesn't try to be funny, he just states facts, and those facts are funny on their own. My goodness, it's a trainception here. Maybe your cooling system sucks more. Yeah, maybe it's the type of GPU, I'm not so sure. Watch parties only for people who have Prime. Yeah. So I think all parties involved would need Prime, right? The streamer and those who watch, they both need Prime. And then what you're watching should be available specifically in everybody's region. So you cannot like get a free pass at watching stuff if you don't have it on your own. Your 1070 is gigabyte. Ah, I see. Rohan painted that 75 on his monitor. I think so. I think it's a sticker. Or it's like a separate layer in his Photoshop. So whenever he takes a screenshot, it'll just have a 75 in there. Not regardless. 2.50. Oh yeah, go for it. But that's good. At least it didn't get into the busy server times. By now the servers should be free. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to join us in chat as well. Wow, what's that? Be upgrading your CPU and PSU before you upgrade your GPU in the future. Yeah, for me it's really GPU that's the bottleneck. Well, GPU and PSU. And then RAM, I guess. Trains! There you go, there's Scotsman. I'll tab for a bit. Okay, go back to training. Very nice textures here. I imagine this is the work of Project Next Gen. An overlay, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, your PSU should be more than enough for your rig. For the 3000s, yeah, 750 is what I see. I'm probably going to get an 850 just for a bit more buffer. I'm eyeing either the Corsair or maybe a Seasonic one. That's the low end. Oh yeah, that's true. I have to keep an eye on how the big ones do. But I think an 850 should be more than enough. I don't want to like overkill it. Turning left soon. Stay here. We are in Valdai now. But the delivery point is actually outside the city. By the looks of it, in a mountain road or something like that. Back country. Yeah, same here. 850 watts is what I'm eyeing. Hopefully that's enough, but for sure we'll get more accurate numbers once the hardware guys have their hands on it. I was actually surprised. Do you guys know the channel Digital Foundry, is it? He's the only guy I've seen who had access to a 3000 series already, a 3080 already. And he had access even before the official public announcement. He must have some very powerful contacts. 850 or 1000, yeah. One issue you have with driving in lower income countries is that they tend to have fewer to no highways that are long and satisfying. Yeah, I think we have more or less the same preferences, HUD. We like those big highways. So you don't get that often in the real parts here where we're coming from. But for other people, they like it different. I guess it's basically human nature. You like what you don't have. So those who live in countries which have very developed highways, this kind of scenery is the one they're looking for. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a bridge shot. We'll have to take a bridge shot here. This looks nice. Smallest bridge ever. The entire truck can't even fit there. There it is. Hey, Slider! Where have you been driving? How are you? Bit of glitch there. Bit of floating thing. Yours already takes up 850 watts on max. Yikes. Well, you do have a Threadripper, don't you? That would make sense. Let's take a shot at that. Haven't fallen through the map yet. Not this time, not yet. But the stream is still young. Plenty of chance. I think we have our thumbnail shot right here. Beautiful. Our CPU will bottleneck any new GPUs in the future. Ryzen 7, oh yeah, you can't go wrong with that. My goodness, is this a road even? Oh yeah. I think falling out of the map is a real possibility now. Oh my goodness. What the heck? It's not even level. We need a leveler here. Ow! Playing Pro Mode's map combo thanks to Wombat. Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with Wombat's map combos. Oh yeah. Almost stepped over there. Yeah, it would be interesting how that would play out, Jay, huh? So we should be getting less CPU utilization. We'll have to see how that works in real life, in actual games behavior. If it will work as advertised or will just be like a marketing thing. Somewhere in Russia, Valdai, northeast Russia, I think, Slider. Hey Edenton, thanks for joining, thanks for that. Oh my goodness, how do you even go through here? I guess you have to go to the right. Yikes! Okay, it's leveling out a bit. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It would be interesting if there was like a switch for it. Do they have like a proper like marketing term for that technology? Because I would imagine people would want to like switch it on and off just to compare the difference in performance. That would be interesting to see. See how effective or how much it affects CPU versus GPU utilization, memory consumption and all that stuff. Interesting days ahead for us. Hopefully by this weekend we get something new in terms of information on benchmarks, but I guess it would be too early. Not sure. When do you guys think the first benchmarks will come out? I'm expecting latest by next week we should have something. Is that Jack? No wonder he couldn't join the stream. He was busy going through these roads, starting his tractor. Oh. Are you going to drive your AA out again? That's a good question. I think we will just teleport. And then you guys will call me a cheater again. It's a trap. RTX IO. Ah, okay. It would be good if they introduce a way to turn that off, just to highlight the either the benefit or the degradation in performance. Hopefully it will be a huge benefit. This weekend earliest, same here. But yeah, if they say like they're using the GPU memory straight out, well, there is not much GPU memory left if you're playing these games. Like right now, I'm using, let's say, 5 to 8 gigs of VRAM GPU memory. If they up that to 10k or 10 gig for the 3080, wouldn't there be just like 2 gig left for that kind of IO purpose? Or is that maybe, does that math work out very differently? Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Oh my goodness. Oh. Did we just go into MudRunner? GPU accelerated storage technology. It only works with NVMe SSD. Oh my goodness, really? Wait a minute, but why is that? I thought it wouldn't go to the SSD at all. Well, I guess it would be starting from there and then it would get decompressed and then it would get transferred to GPU memory. Yeah. Looks like it's time to buy an NVMe. Alright, Space Hunter. Thanks, man. Have a great weekend. Thanks for staying with us. Have a good one and catch you on Discord. Driving through this road with a low deck chassis, I know, right? Thankfully, it's leveled out now. This is a very nice scene. I would imagine this is something new in the recent RusMap releases. It doesn't look like a prehistoric RusMap area. Valdai. Lucky we found this job. Delivering fuel to these tractors. You see the AI having no effect on to the dirty roads. Oh yeah, that's true. Doesn't really change the structure of the road. Nice. NVMe. The NVMe should be basically plug and play, right? Just put it in the slot and the Windows should be able to detect it. Maybe you'll have to reformat it, do a quick format at the most. I doubt you'll require any more steps from it. I'm just a bit paranoid because the NVMe slot is located like under the GPU, right? Or right beside the PCIe slot. So I'm a bit paranoid to use it because I have this like feeling that it will get heated. It will get hot from the heat from the GPU. Whole new full PC. Don't let her know. We're doomed. True. That's why you have SSD away from the GC. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I'm sure they thought of that, but I wonder if anyone's done tests on it. Otherwise, we would have seen a lot of problems with NVMe already. But it still makes me paranoid. I don't know. Sitting that close to the graphics card. You can water cool those NVMe SSDs. Is that your plan for your custom loop? Might hit that wood thing there. No, there you go. That looks more like it. Should be pretty straightforward from here on out. Looking good. Giving it out. Thank you. Let's bring that up. Regular coolers for the NVMe that drives. How does a cooler... Like, those drives don't have any coolers, do they? I mean, that come with the package. But are there like separate products that act as coolers for NVMe drives? And where would they sit? Because the GPU would be occupying all that space already. Interesting. Sub-brand includes coolers. Might hit that one. Fell into that one. Pretty low profile. How small would those be? Would those be like as small as the NVMe drives themselves? Some NVMe drives have heatsinks. Ah. So they have coolers but they don't have fans. Or is it like a full-blown fan? More of a heatsink. Ah, yes, that would make sense. Because I was expecting like if you have like a cooler, like a fan, where would you put the fan in that space? An inch big fan. Good luck with that. Let's see where we can go. Oh, that's more like it. Or I actually want to go more north. Less than 10 cm for an NVMe. Of course, there's nothing going our way. How do you pronounce that? Vishny Volochok, Latvia. Ostashkov, Finland. That looks more like it. Sawdust panels, 25 tons. 37.89 fuel economy. Just okay-ish. I'll take that. Okay, let's go here. I like that. I'll have to fly to Ostashkov. Yes. Right, Shan. Wow, 3 a.m. Goodness. Have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch you next time. So where do we go? Maybe somewhere here. That one. Special transport. Yeah, I don't have a truck for it. Not so much fond of special transports. They're a bit too rigid and more on the constantly looking left and right. So it's like cool the first time, but I'm not too fond of them on a constant basis, especially when it involves boats. Let's take that guy. Does seem to fit with the overall theme of our color. Flight sim today? No, it will be on Wednesday. It's truck sim day today. On Wednesday, you can join us. We'll go flight sim for 3 hours. Yeah, it's morning, 10 a.m. in Singapore. Cheating! VT Luck official destination. All the question marks. Apparently saw that road. Yeah, that's a close enough name, I would put it. Alright, Calvin, have a good night. Sorry I missed that. Catch you next time, man. See you on Discord and on YouTube. Shampoo. Alex would be proud of you. No. He has fallen to the dark side. You taught him well. Either way, I haven't gone there yet. And then here we go through some Baltic Sea areas, looks like. Looks good. Something crashed, I think. Can someone type something just to see if chat's still there? I don't think we can finish this trip. Okay, chat is still working at least. Thank you. It's just my stream, because it flickered in and out. Alright, let's go. Where's the gate? Somewhere here. A $9 meal at $4 delivery fee. Yes, that's a very common thing. Is that Grab food? Oh yeah. Almost hit that guy. That wall. You can never have too much frog. Is that Dal speaking? Time. Oh, cool. Fancy. Thanks, Jay. Food Panda. Yeah. We actually got a Deliveroo Pro subscription, so we can save up on all those delivery fees since we order so much from them anyway. Food Panda had that kind of subscription service initially, and then now they removed it. It's a shame because I think the selection of places is better in Food Panda. Some of our favorite Thai restos don't deliver via Deliveroo. Grab food is even more ridiculous. During lockdown, they had the $8. Wow. Got accused of price gouging. God. Yikes. It's tricky. The delivery prices in Deliveroo range from like $2 to $5, I think, depending on the distance from restaurant to your house. And in addition to that, there's always a 20 cents how do you call it, convenience fee or something, service fee. So that one is flat, so there would always be a 20 cents addition. So even if you're on that subscription, oh my goodness, trailer brake. There you go. Thank goodness I'm using automatic. Might not have been the best place to stop. I forgot that we were hauling something heavy. Don't like how they're trying to monopolize the market in Singapore. There's a Grab for everything now, right? For ride sharing, for food, for paying. It's getting a bit too cluttered. But I guess they want to cover the entire market of everything that goes around in SG. I'm starting to get hungry. Goodness. Super confusing city name. Where is that? Where we're going? Here? Kristianstad or different? So any plans for the weekend, guys? Any trips upcoming? Any errands you're going to run? I have a bit of adulting to do over the weekend. Oh! Working on my dad's estate, working with the lawyer and stuff. Not fun, but it has to be done. Also, my work laptop is giving out. Yesterday, as I was working, I finished one main work, deliverable, and I was wearing headphones, so I didn't really hear it the maximum level, but I heard a loud snap. I was kind of scared what it was, and then I tried to look where it came from, and then suddenly I saw that my laptop actually split open in half. Like, you know, that kind of like smiling shoe where the sole is removed from the shoe itself. It's something like that, but in my laptop. So it's kind of smiling now at me. And it looks super scary. Oh my goodness. Talking about super scary. Yeah, RusMap at its finest. Oh yeah. Accent and bass combined is soothing. Thanks, man. Welcome to the stream. How do I read your name? Sorry, you let me know. And now we're stuck. City in Finland has a Swedish name. Oh, interesting. Good catch. Let's take a photo here. So yeah, so I'm not sure how it will work because it looks super scary working with that laptop. I don't know. It looks like something is swelling inside. That's why it caused that snap. And when you try to level the laptop, it doesn't sit level anymore. It's like one part is always lifting up. I guess the part with the CPU is swelling because of the heat. It's probably deforming the metal or something along those lines. But it is kind of scary using it now, so I'm not sure. It's a good excuse not to work, I guess. I did request for a new laptop, so I'm hoping it will come soon. It got approved, so I'm hoping I get that soon and get better specs. $21 cooler. It is a bezel issue. Is it a bezel issue? Alright, NL, thanks for the inputs, man. Might be. The battery doesn't seem like it's jutting out because the battery is way in the back and the thing that's expanding is somewhere in the middle, in the bottom. It looks like where the CPU is. I'm guessing it's more of a heat issue. Not so sure though, I still feel scared using it. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Mr. Chippy. Thanks for joining the chat. 21, okay. 21 is easier to remember for me. Thanks for joining, man. Hello. Yeah, the battery was also the first thing I thought of, but the battery is way in the back, I think. And it doesn't seem to be the one jutting out. So I'm not sure. But either way, it's a good excuse to get out of work. I already told my colleagues that to expect limited availability from me because I will be I don't want to overuse my laptop. Perfect excuse, right? And then I took pictures of it just for added impact. Oh yeah, maybe I can share the picture later. Let's see. Be the hinge most probably. Yeah, do you guys think it's safe to use still? I do feel a bit paranoid just turning it on. I'm driving a Scania S, nice. What sound mod are you using? Oh, it's not safe. I guess I shouldn't turn it on, huh? An excuse is an excuse. Yeah, I'm a bit scared to turn it on, to be honest. Imagine one of them watching you now. Well, it does seem like a legit issue, basing on the photos and how it looks. Oh, this is nice here. even if it's like a dirt road and everything. They're nice textures. Don't remember, but you know that you're using one. I see. Maybe that's Max's version. I think Max joins us on stream sometimes. He, I think, released some sounds for the Scania, the next gen Scania. Yeah, I'm not faking it anyway. Highways don't exist outside of Moscow and St. Petersburg, so it would be a good countryside drive. Hey KM, been a while, man. Yes, thanks for joining, man. How have you been? How has life been? What have you been spending on your time on recently? RusMap and Great Step is mostly 2-lane roads with 70 speed limit all the way to cross the world's biggest country. That's an accurate description. Seeing lots of lived-in areas along the way like this. Tie up between World of Trucks jobs and FS Economy. Oh, that would be the dream. Yes. That's what I'm looking forward to. In the meantime, we just roleplay it. But that would be so cool. I seem to remember there were discussions about it before, but I guess it didn't push through. Proper 4-lane Trans-Russia highway. And I wonder if there is in real life. Maybe they just haven't modeled it in. Hey, Nut. Thanks for lurking, man. Thanks for joining us in the stream. Have a good night and have a great weekend. Catch you next time. Yeah, KM has been a long time member of the community. Good, glad you recognized the name. Can't wait for school to start for your kids. Have they been staying at home the entire time? Do you guys have like online classes or physical ones? Most of the classes I know are online, but I guess it depends on the country. One of the oldies. Yes, wow, good memory, Hud. Thanks for following, Mr. Chippy. Appreciate that. Welcome to the community. Finally, the PC is working properly after testing it for a couple of days. Nice. Awesome. Good luck, man. Hope everything goes fine. Keeping my fingers crossed for you. That sounds great. I'm sure you're excited to do full-scale gaming again. Wow, good thing I looked to the right. That van came out of nowhere. Physical class, I see. Well, good luck and stay safe. How are things going there in terms of cases? Yeah, scary bus. I know it can be pretty varied depending on where you are in the US. Man, I'm getting really hungry. I don't think I'm in the mood for a DIY. We probably will order something. I'll try and convince Mrs. Clumsy. That's the hard part with Mrs. Clumsy and me. Whenever we're together, we're always in that festive mood, you know. So it's like we always feel like eating good food. That doesn't go very well for the diet, but it's always fun. Yeah. Is that actually a lens flare? Kind of is a lens flare, isn't it? Interesting. Must be an NL thing. We're doing online schooling. 67 cases right now in your school district. Oh my goodness. Yeah, stay safe, stay home. How is it going with the online school? So I've heard different reactions to it. Like in the Philippines, I've heard some people have like raised a petition to stop the schooling altogether because they say the online thing doesn't work. It's like filling out requirements but not actually learning anything. I'm not so sure I agree with that. Maybe it's just an adjustment period or a change in the methodology required, but how does it go for you guys? For those who are in online classes or who have family members who are in online classes. You love truck sim? In the rain in VR. Oh, sit hours in a parking lot just watching the traffic and hearing that pitter patter of rain sounds. Oh yeah, I can imagine. I'm not so much a VR fan yet, but yeah, I can imagine the immersion there. Trying CK3, it is fun. Next week Epic has Railway Empire for free. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a nice management game to try. What is CK3? Sorry, I don't get the acronym. Getting out of touch with the other games. Too immersed in truck and flight sim. East side of Singapore does have better food in general than the rest. Oh, does it? Oh my goodness. So lucky. Because malls in Singapore tend to be pretty boring carbon copies of each other. All the same chains. That's true. That's very true. Many of the malls have the same shops. It's rare that you find ones with different establishments inside. Also, I like the way they name the malls. If it's in Tampines, it's a Tampines Mall. It's if it's in this place, it's this place mall. Very creative. Love it. Crusader Kings 3. I think I played a very old variant of that. Is that the same Crusader? Oh, no, I think it's Stronghold that I'm mentioning. Maybe a different one. "12 minutes, 5 minutes ago." That's 17 minutes. Time is going in reverse. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Sometimes we would order something and then we would wait for like an hour and then suddenly the order would just get cancelled. And I would have to fight with customer service because they just cancelled everything, and I would expect at the very least some kind of compensation, like a voucher or something like that. Remote learning is going rather smoothly. You and your sister are using Cisco WebEx. Yeah, WebEx is very famous, especially in the corporate world. Oh, nice. Good to hear that it's working for you. Yeah, I have a feeling it should work. Of course, some aspect of the physical aspect you're going to miss. Some aspect you're not going to capture, but the learning itself should not be impeded as long as the infrastructure is there. Maybe it's an adjustment phase. Your local mall is called Jurong Point, which is in the exactly. It's the place and then something mall point and all that stuff. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense. It makes it easier to remember. But in the West, you have such nice malls, right? You have nice like outlet shops, discount stores. Many times when we have tourists, friends coming from the Philippines, they would ask us to go there in the West. I've only gone there once. I think that's the place, right? Jurong Point, the other malls next to that. What is the name of the mall? Westgate? I can't remember. We've only been there once, but it's very famous for its discounts, sales and promotions. Really liking online schooling. You don't have to wake up early in the morning. Nice, that's great to hear. That's what I would more expect. Like when I started working from home, it was such a refreshing thing. Being able to focus just on the work and not having all that hullabaloo of commute and office politics and whatnot. I like it. So glad to see that it's the same way for some of you guys in terms of school. I'm sure it's not the same for everybody, but great to hear that some of you are experiencing the same thing. And I love the reflections on the ground. CK3 just came out this week. Ah, I see. Like train games better. Have you tried Transport Fever 2? It's an amazing game. They improved it so much from the first one. It's a shame I haven't been able to try it out so much. Doesn't do that well in the channel, and by this time I have gone full on simulator. So the audience is not that present anymore for management games, unfortunately. You do miss seeing friends and your teachers though. That's very true. Yeah, that's one thing you cannot replicate. Even having like virtual sessions is not the same. It helps, but nothing beats the real physical thing. IMM, there you go. Yes, that's the one. IMM. Ah, there you go. Westgates. Okay. And Gem. Those three are the familiar ones. Most of our tourist friends, they have that always in their itinerary because it's like the shopping day, buying all the discounts there. Although to be honest, when I went there, I didn't buy anything. I guess that's because I'm just not a shopper by default, so it's not that appealing to me. But if you like shopping for clothes, for shoes, then probably that's a place to go to. I'm just lazy when it comes to shopping. Except when it's shopping for PC parts, I guess. Like when I'm going to Simlim Square, I'm like, oh, kid in a candy store. That's like for those of you who are not familiar, that's like the mall for PC parts. All the different PC shops lined up and competing with each other. So you see all these different parts and showcases. Very cool. Yeah, Transport Fever before, but it didn't pick up anymore because I was really diving deeper into the simulators. And it was a bit too much for my creative juices. I was running out of ideas pretty quickly. So I like it, but I like more the business aspect, like making money and stuff, trying to earn better, and less about the creativity and the beauty of the train stations and the complexity of the railroad networks and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much lacking in the idea department when it comes to those. Kind of like the lighting here. It's a bit weird, but it kind of looks real in a way. Would love online schooling, but for a 7-year-old boy, trying to get him to sit and do his work is very hard. I can imagine. Yeah, I have a nephew who is, I don't know how old he is now, 6? Somewhere around there. But yeah, they have online classes, and his mom would always have to sit next to him outside of the camera view and keep him focused. I guess that can be quite challenging. There are quite a few memes coming out along those lines, like the mom holding a sandal or threatening to the child so it would study. Yeah, I guess it can be a bit challenging in terms of attention span, especially for younger students. Been really enjoying flight sim videos. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you for repeating it. Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm super glad that you say that because I really want to grow the flight sim community in the channel. So glad to see that you guys are enjoying the videos. Hoping to do more very soon. Six minutes, great, it's coming. Nice. Enjoy. You still have an eye for details like that. So you when you spot textures or prefabs that clearly are supposed to belong to another country, it's annoying. That's true. Sometimes the attention, the eye for detail can be become a disadvantage. Well, not really a disadvantage, but a cause for unhappiness, maybe. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And in my case, that's pretty much true. I cannot distinguish these things, so for me it's just, oh, that looks nice. Period. The price of knowledge, I guess, huh? No worries, Ad. Yeah, no worries. Take your time. We have right of way, please. Don't even think about it. Thank you. And to sleep again. Have a good night, Scotsman. Hope you had an enjoyable train ride across London. I see you've graduated from Amsterdam now. Catch you on Discord, man. Have a great weekend. The roundabouts are clearly taken straight from Scandinavia DLC, even though the rest of the city is original and pretty. Ah, good catch. I don't even recognize those. His school only has 50 kids, so in person should not be high risk. Good luck, KM. Yeah. Hoping for the best. Stay safe. Since your parents bought a car, you've been getting car ads. I find that freakish sometimes, the targeted ads. Sometimes you would talk about the topic in a private group chat, and suddenly when you're searching Google, it would appear, or in Facebook, it would appear on the ads. Like, how did that even appear? Does it, like, where is that data coming from? Are they like tracking your keyboard presses, or are they able to get access to your group chats? Like, it's scary. Don't even know how that works. Sometimes they even like discussing it in person, like with Mrs. Clumsy, and then suddenly I'd get targeted ads about it. Like, wow, for real? Is that maybe Google listening in on you? Scary stuff sometimes. That's why I disable all tracking data on mobile and PC. Yeah, that's a good point actually. I should do that. Hidden settings. Yeah, freakish sometimes. I have to look for those. Yeah, exactly, HUD, right? It seems like they're listening in, which is not too far off, seeing as though they can have like voice recognition. So it's not too far to use that for ad purposes as well. But I guess, wouldn't that be a privacy issue? Wouldn't we have to consent to something like that? Well, I guess we did with the terms and agreements, huh? Just didn't read it. Yikes. Have a good night, Rexer. Catch you next time, man. Hopefully the stream goes better next time for you. If Google can understand your super thick English, that's an achievement. Well, there is Google Singapore, so I guess they would have some aspect in there to recognize the accent. Speeding offense, yeah. Let's refuel here. And then sleep somewhere nearby. You have agreed to no privacy, exactly. Just didn't see it because it was way in the bottom of terms and agreements of a 20-page document. Another 119 apps got disabled on Play Store in India, including PUBG Mobile. Oh wow, why? What was the reason? Love that sound sequence. Spent a lot of time experimenting with friends. Conversation in a room with their phones. And then you'll get ads based on that. That is super scary. It seems like a privacy issue. And in Europe, I would guess they would treat that more seriously. They were pretty serious about the privacy stuff, especially in Europe. If I remember correctly, in Europe, you cannot even record somebody without their consent. So whenever we have like calls at work, and we would need to record that meeting, if you're working with someone from Europe, we would inform them first, okay, I'm going to record this, alright? Otherwise it could be a violation. So I would expect for people in Europe, it should be a thing. So hard to see where I'm parking this. There it is. Yeah, 10 cents. Not the best reversing. We're going into the grass now. This might not be a rest area after all. Oh, it is. It should be. Ah. The heck with it. I'll look for another one. Maybe this one instead. More straightforward to find. Yeah, I'll probably finish this offline. Or I can make it into a Q&A. Yeah, depending on which way it goes. A rainstorm, I know, right? That's true. There's no such thing as free. I always have to pay in one form or another. Whether that's in the form of ads, your data, or whatnot. Tricky nowadays. Ah, yes, I see. Yeah, that makes sense now, Jay. I've heard of that news. I think there was an incident recently with some soldiers, right? Hope everything is sorted out. It's a bit weird graphics glitch right there above. Still an incident on a daily basis. Yikes. Hope they sort it out eventually. Very small and specific, yeah. Sometimes it's also the trailer position. Like when you detach the trailer, it suddenly becomes okay. Looking good. Right, off we go. Yeah, that's a big deal, my goodness. What is a famous channel in your countries, guys? Like in SG, what do we have here? I'm not even familiar what it is. There could be. But yeah, think of the biggest channel, like I don't know, for the US, CNN or some big channel that's available in the whole country, and then the government deciding to not renew their license. It's a big controversy right now. So all those actors, all those staff, all their employees, which are I think thousands, lost their jobs now. And they've had like hearings about them. It's very political in nature, and it's very how do you say, very dubious how it all worked. Like it seems like there's more happening and not just a matter of really the license issue, but it seems like there is ulterior motive in why the license was not renewed. Something like a grudge, or yeah, it does not look clean. Oh, this is nice. We're getting proper highways now. Is this St. Petersburg area? I guess so. CNN is not a big channel? Oh, isn't it? Ah, I always had the impression it's big because it's in different countries as well. So what would be an example of a big channel in there? Fox News is big? Oh, is it? They say that's a very biased channel. Would you agree? Or is that comment biased in itself? Oh, this is a very beautiful bridge. Ah, yeah, I didn't know CNN was small. Because like whenever you would see like in movies, right? It would always be like CNN that is featuring the news. So I assumed it's a big network there. It's interesting. Huge highways. Yeah, I think they got all the highways for the entire Russia and grouped them together here. Man, that looks great. Extremely biased as well. Yeah, that's the trouble, huh? Ideally, these news networks should be unbiased, but nowadays, especially nowadays, it's a very hard thing. It's very hard to believe anything you see in the news, because they always have that hint of leaning towards one side or the other. It's the same in the Philippines. And that's, I guess, one of the controversies, because I think that media channel was a bit anti the current administration. So there's a bit of question mark there. What is the real reason? Enjoy, HUD. Nice, glad it made it. Fox, on the other hand, is a model of impartiality. I can sense the sarcasm all the way from here. There's no real news media anymore, unfortunately, that's true. Major left-wing bias. Fox is a major right-wing one. Can you remind me again of what this left-wing and right-wing is? I often hear this, but I can never remember what they stand for. Stopped watching TVs 10 years ago. That's probably a good call. Left wing is liberal, right wing is conservative, I see. Very tricky nowadays, huh? I guess it would be the same in other countries. Similar. Because yeah, how would you regulate that, the bias? Like, can you penalize a news network for being biased? Like, it's not moral, I guess, but not actually illegal? I don't know. But it sucks nonetheless. Read newspapers more than watch TV, because I feel journalism is still a bit more pure. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, just like in the articles in the net that you see, there are more of them that are questionable. Because they tend to need a lot more of the clicks, so there are titles, the topics need to be more catchy, and sometimes even to the point of losing accuracy or stuff like that. Hey, thanks for following, welcome to the channel, and feel free to join us in chat if you're in the mood. Newspapers are all but dead here. That's true. I think also here, the only time I can read newspapers was when I'm in the gym back before the COVID days. I still see newspapers there, so while waiting for a class, for my class, I read the newspaper. And Mrs. Clumsy would always laugh at me because she would say I look like an old guy reading newspapers and everything. UK is weird because the right wing accused the BBC of being too left wing, and the left wing accused the BBC of being too right wing. Yeah, maybe that's a good point then. If both sides don't think that they're leaning, or that they're leaning towards the one end, then that might be a good thing. It'd be a good balance. Yikes, now that sucks. That happened to us once, I think. Wow, nice bridge. Is that for a road? Interesting road network here. That happened to us once. The food got delivered, but nothing was here. I think it ended up the driver, I don't know, eating it or something. BBC is fake news. BBC tries to be neutral, but for the longest time gave airtime to flat earthers. Did they? Conservative. Suddenly you'll see this 3-lane highway become one. I think you're right. There it is in front of us. Best troll in years. Oh, here comes the ribs. It's like you're inside dinosaur ribs. I like this part. Definitely unique looking. Have we entered the DLC area? Or is this still RusMap? You know, I can't tell anymore. Oh, man. Yeah, try and contact them. Sometimes it's just a bit late. Sometimes you just say delivered, but it will still come. But it's just, yeah, you get paranoid when that happens. And that happened to me, if you guys remember, with my monitor. This monitor I'm using right now. It said delivered, but I didn't get anything. And because it's a big purchase, of course, we'll get paranoid. Over 50 math problems. Wow. Hard at work, huh? Yeah, I'll have to get in touch with chat. Fortunately, I think in Foodpanda, the getting in touch with chat is easier, and delivery is so much buried under all the menus. They really don't want you talking with anybody. Oh, there it is. My heart jumped a beat there. Nailed it. What now? What's the problem now? Let's have a look at the game log. So you've been lurking, I can imagine. It looks like I won't be finishing this trip. I don't know, probably one sector. Let's try and find the issue again. Let's be responsible beta testers here. Looks like we'll need a version 4 of the road connector. Google shut me down. I'm not even sure how you would call someone liberal or conservative. We don't have to debate, but can you guys like give a topic and see how like each side would think of in that case. Insert coin. Good luck, Hud. Hope you get to eat soon. Yeah, I know. That's fine because the stream is almost ending anyway. Even if you guys throw stuff at each other in 10 minutes, that will have to end. Have a good night, Exarchus. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I would expect a voucher at least. If they hassle you that much. Don't fall out with people over politics. Life is too short. That's a good way of looking at it. Alright, so where do you guys think we were when we fell? Do you think we went past the toll gate? I think we did. Somewhere here, I guess. Well, we can drive through it again. We're near Viborg. We do have 7 minutes to try and replicate the issue. Let's see. I'll zoom out the map so we have an idea. So right now we are in St. Petersburg. Well, north of it, coming to a toll gate. Going to the M10. Alright, let's see. So, 7 minutes to delve into politics. Go, guys. Let it out. Yeah. So here we turn right. Company multiplayer flight. What do you mean, Ratrick? 7 minutes to save the planet. Flash Gordon. Why not? This seems very far away from where we were. I remember this bridge. Now autosave should be every like 10 to 15 minutes, right? Watch us fall again. I have to have my F11 ready. Did we go past that toll gate that HUD was saying, like the 3 lanes becoming suddenly 1 lane? Is this past it already? Quick save. Oh yeah, we can do quick save. Yeah. Right, let's quick save past the toll gate. Somewhere here. Everyone on flight sim flying together, yeah. Well, every Wednesday we can do that, but I haven't gotten any like interested people yet, so that's why we haven't done it. But if we do, we can do that. You can fly around Alaska. I've been trying to recreate Aviation 101's Alaska trip episode per episode. I'm trying to track the flight plan. I've gotten it for the first episode already. Looking forward to the next ones. But yeah, I'll have to record this first. They go the right way. Went the wrong way, guys. Let's go and follow that road. It's so hard to choose the proper lane in this case. So I think I'll have to jump because we won't have enough time otherwise. Oh, that was it. Oh, that was okay. Right. We'll have to jump here. Oh, Rohan! Mr. 75 making an appearance. How are you? College is getting to you. Hope everything is fine. How are the classes so far? You saw nothing. There it is. Yeah. Didn't even crash. Well, it didn't even try and teleport me, just crashed. So looks like somewhere around Viborg indeed. Whew, goodness. I'll have to report that again. We'll see if it gets fixed. But I think it's a perfect time to end the stream. Good luck, Rohan. Hope you can cope with it. Vanilla SCS area. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if other people are experiencing a problem. I'll have to report it. Alright. Thank you everybody for joining. Thanks for the great discussions. Catch on Discord for the continuation, and let's keep each other apprised of more 3000 series updates and all the other news. Thanks, guys. Thanks for moderating, Alex and Jay. Thanks everyone for making it. Have a good night, have a great day, have an amazing weekend. Catch you soon. Thanks for stream ASMR. That's the one. Thanks and bye, guys. Clumsy trucking. Don't fly off the roads. Don't fall off the roads. As much as possible. Bye.